This mic?
That mic. Well,
Much
it's not better.
We good?
It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
better.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry.
So, this story took place my second year of teaching. The year was 1992. I was 22 years young, vibrant, ready to take on any challenge. I thought I was the best thing since sliced bread that had been created to be put in front of children. This particular day, I was teaching at Fort Benning in Columbus, Georgia. My first job teaching was at Dexter Elementary School. Dodge schools thought we were the shit when it came to just technology and all of the things. That's how it was sold on this school. We will get you whatever you want. If you want a computer, if you want this, you got it. You name it, you got it. We got you. As long as we got you here, we got the money to spend on anything you want in your classroom. The thing that they were most proud of when they toured me around the school was their closed circuit television system. This was like state-of-the-art shit, right? Like every room had these big, huge, ginormous TVs on these pivotal things. And there was this system that ran to the library, which I guess now would be called the media center. And the librarian had, you know, y'all remember the days when like the teacher would come wheeling in the little cart and like, oh hell yeah, we get to watch a movie today.
I know, that's right.
Yeah, we didn't get to do that at Dexter Elementary School. We had to go down to our librarian and say, I want to show this movie on this day at this time. And then she had this whole complicated wall that she would put the thing in and press play and it would go right to your room. You had no control over that. So keep that in mind because that's important to the story. On this particular day, it was a Friday. I taught third grade, 27 third graders. And for some reason, no idea why, the entire school had won this reward that we were going to watch a movie and have the PTO was going to deliver popcorn and popsicles. Okay, the movie they chose was Lady and the Tramp. And the day was set. The librarian had this magical thing that she was going to put Lady and Tramp in her VHS down in the library and press play, and boom, it was going to come to all of our TVs simultaneously at the same time. We didn't have to do anything. I'm all about not doing anything, so that's good. So on this particular day, just like any good teacher, the PTA brings the popcorn in. I make sure all the kids get the popcorn, the popsicles, everybody's settled. The movie starts. I do all the things that any good teacher would do, made sure everybody was settled. And then again, like any good teacher would do, I sat down at my computer as the movie started and started checking my emails. Yes, I know it was 92, but we did have emails. It wasn't quite the dark ages at that time. But I'm checking my emails and I'm typing and just scanning the room every now and then, make sure everybody's behaving and nobody's doing anything stupid. And as I'm typing away, I hear Tramp call Lady, and he says, "Hurry up, bitch." And I stopped typing. Did he just call her a bitch? So I look around at my students, and they're just, okay, I must have heard things. Nobody's reacting. Surely he would not have called her a bitch. This is a Disney movie. I mean, come on. Okay, no big deal. You just heard something, whatever. So I kept typing away to my emails, and a few minutes later I heard him say, "Hurry up, bitch." This time there were a few snickers. So a couple of students started snickering and I went, oh. So then the internal thoughts as a teacher, second year teacher, start going. Okay, they heard it. He definitely said bitch this time. I'm not just making this up. How do I deal with this? Okay, well, maybe it's Disney. You know, Disney prides themselves on education. They pride themselves on putting things in front of kids that are accurate. Bitch is actually the female name for a dog, so it's not entirely impossible that Disney decided to have Tramp call Lady a bitch. And okay, it's possible. This whole process is going through my head. Kids are still watching the movie. No big deal. And by the time I finally decide, okay, I'm just going to let it ride. It's all good. One more thing. He says, "Hurry it along, bitch." At that point, the students are actually laughing at this point. So I decide I got to do something. I got to address this. It's gonna come out. Keep in mind it's closed circuit. I don't have a pause button. I can't pause the movie. There's no closed caption. I can't look up and see, is he really saying bitch? So I get up and I turn the the volume down, the movie's still going because it's played across the entire school. And I go to the chalkboard, the chalkboard. Yes, it was a chalkboard. It really was. And I start writing I write the word bitch on the board. And I say, now some of you may have just heard Tramp call lady this. And I point to the word on the thing, and I think one kid goes, what is that? How do you say that word? And I said, so this is actually the scientific name for a female dog. I know many of you may have heard it used in a mean way, but you can understand that Tramp's not using it in a mean way when he's referring to lady in this movie. And I think that's what you're hearing, and I started explaining, absolutely. I mean, if I have to look back on it, probably one of the best lessons I've ever taught in my entire life. Off the cuff, no lesson plans, just seat of your pants, just, in the moment, in the need to know. But good 5-10 minutes explaining the scientific meaning behind the word bitch. One student said, well, why do people use it in a mean way? I have no idea how I answered that question. I don't even remember. Another kid said, well, if bitch means female dog, does bastard mean male dog? Okay, we're getting a little too far now. We're only dealing with the word that we're hearing in this movie right now. So this is the one we're going to focus on. I had 5 minutes, maybe 6. Make sure the kids are listening. They're still eating their popcorn. They're nodding. Of course, it's an amazing lesson. They're great. Finished, turned up the volume, sat back down. But this time, instead of typing on my emails, I pulled my chair back so I could see the screen and listen and watch the movie with them. Does anybody know where I'm going with this? Who knows Lady and the Tramp?
Well, imagine you weren't watching that.
It was Lady and the Tramp.
It was? Oh, okay.
It was Lady and the Tramp. That was the movie. A few minutes after I had my most amazing lesson ever, I pull back and I hear Tramp refer to the first time that he saw Lady and that he fell in love with her. And the first time he saw her, she was chasing pigeons in the park. And his pet name for her was Pidge. My heart, look, second year teaching, my heart literally stopped in my chest. I went, oh shit. I literally just taught a 10-minute lesson to 27 third graders on the word bitch. Because I thought he was saying bitch. This whole time he was saying pidge. And for half a second, I was like, I could go turn down and I could address this right now. Oh hell no. I'm just gonna let this fly. This is just gonna go right where it's gonna go, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. The movie ended. Kids are getting packed up to go home. It's a Friday. I greeted them at the door, saying goodbye with my normal high five, handshake, or hug. Not a single one of them mentioned my amazing lesson on the way out the door, by the way. But I waited, all of them going out, high five, handshake, hug, have a great weekend, yeah. As soon as the last one's out, I raced my ass down the hall to the principal's office. And I come to her door and I stop at the door. You might be getting a few phone calls this weekend. And she goes, what? Let me tell you what happened. So I sit down and I start telling her what's happening. And by the time I'm finished, she's literally like wiping tears from her eyes and dropping them on the floor. She says, honestly, Virginia, if this is the worst thing that ever happens to you in your teaching career, you're in really good shape. And now, 40-something years later, I look back at that and I go, you know what, she was right. But I bet the next time you watch Lady and the Tramp, you're going to listen a little more closely.